Hey Tubes, someone wants to make a cameo. Love that guy. Hi, I am back again because I have more feelings I want to talk about. Um, do not judge me. I am still in the same clothes and I'm just as greasy. I need to brush my hair and shower, but I just got up, so I haven't done that yet. Uh, and I will be changing clothes after I shower. Don't worry. This is my dog. His name's Ruger. He's a sweetie pie. He wants attention so bad right now. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. He only got to sleep in my bed with me all night and getting pet and cuddled and loved. California's around here somewhere. She ran off. I don't really know how to approach the topic I want to talk about today, just because it goes back and forth with like heavy floods of feeling, and then kind of just moments of I'm okay, or like I don't really think about it. Um, I was gonna wait until after I showered to record this and make this, but I don't know. It was just really pertinent and on my mind that I was up late last night, you know, because I'm a little night goblin, I'm a little night creature. I do things, and I got a text message from my mother uh, that my brother Blake, probably shouldn't use his real name. I already did. He was a good kid. Um, my older brother Blake, who suffers from a lot of how do I put this? He's got a lot of illnesses. He's totally physically and mentally disabled. Um, just he's not a functional person, but I every I don't know. He was my brother. I loved him. I cared about him. I was adopted into the family a little late, so by the time that I met him, they'd already managed to figure out like a nursing home situation where he could receive full-time care, just because he does require full-time medical care like that, constant medication, and he also has a diaper, which I think they were managing at home okay, but I think it was all the different medicines and like massages and stuff that they couldn't handle anymore, and just the fact is how big of a guy he is, or what, yeah, yeah. Uh, Last night I got the call that he was gonna be going in for surgery because he was gonna die without it, and he was in the emergency room. I then got the call that he was probably gonna die before they would, before they could set the surgery up, even if like, even if my family had consented in time for the surgery, by the time that he would have been anesthetized and everything, he would have already been gone. And an hour later, I got the message that he was dead. I don't know. I I've experienced loss since I was like a kid, and I was like a little kid. I was like probably 4 or 5. So I obviously didn't like click, uh, like consistently or the right way. But what you got in your paw? It's just a fuzzy. He's fine. That was a bug. It's a fuzzy. Camera's up here. Keep forgetting that. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I I slept good. I just, you know, I was feeling kind of like upbeat today. You know, like I had some energy. Uh, I start rolling with it and I start feeling good, and then I stop and I think about it, and it's like, oh shit. You know, I probably at least 10 or 15 years since I've lost like an actual family member. So it's it's been a little different. Hydration is important. Um, yeah, I I shed my fair bit of tears over the situation. Well, Callie is too. Callie, what's wrong? desperately wants to make a cameo appearance. Are you jealous that Ruger's on camera? You can go outside? Hold on, I just cut footage, I'm gonna cut it again. Okay, sorry, I had to put my poodles outside. My mustache is all messed up and gangly because I'm unbrushed and unwashed. Trying to work on that a little bit, maybe. I don't know. So, like I said, I cried over him a little bit. I don't know. So, developmentally, he maxed out at like mental maturity at about 4 months old. Uh, so he wouldn't really like do much, or uh, he couldn't really do much. His motor functions are pretty bad too. every every couple months he'd figure out how to clap, and so for a couple weeks, whenever he'd get happy, loud clapping, and he was so sweet. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't deserve this. His whole life he was dealt a bad hand, and in earnest, he never did a single thing wrong. I don't know if he was ever even capable of doing something wrong, but he was just a goddamn boy. Just a big one. I think if he could stand, he'd probably be like 6'2". Big genetics. Big old genetics. So, I don't know. In earnest, I'm pretty worried about my old man on account of the fact that that's his son, that's his baby. He raised that one particularly hard compared to the other ones. He had to nurture it, and he was in a diaper and fucking. I mean, all kids are in diapers at one point, but he never left his, and he's always taking large amounts of medicine. He always requires supervision and care, and always all these things. Part of me wonders, like, will this cause people around to change? Like, would they view the sanctity of life as more important? As their loved ones more valuable, their time more limited? Probably not. Getting all emo with how long I'm brushing all this shit up. It's because I'm. Does it look like I'm gonna have a MySpace yet? I guess I also have this other problem. I just so like being raised like super autism without ever like being told like, hey, you got to learn how to break character or do whatever and all that. I'm very bad at new scenarios, and very particularly serious new scenarios. And as I aforementioned, this is the first time I've had someone in my family die in like around about 10-15 years. So it's kind of new for me, and it's some pretty intense feelings when they hit. Uh, I just don't know how to react or respond or behave appropriately. And I know there's people who are probably feeling stronger about his loss than I am right now. Oh, my camera's mirrored. That's why I kept doing it backwards. Well, it's not mirrored. Sorry. It's like, because on the camera, that's my right hand. And here, it's my right hand. But on the little display that I pulled up to look at while I was brushing my hair here, it was mirrored. It wasn't mirrored. So when I point this finger out, so if I try and touch the camera with that finger, it's my right hand reaching out and not my left one, because it's not mirrored. It's just an exact camera. I guess I was never taught to take anything seriously the proper way. Uh, And I think it was like just like my particular method of disassociation is like, oh, find a way to make a ha-ha out of it, try to find some way to laugh at it, try to make it comedic, try to make it funny, tee hee, hee hee. Um, because that was like one of the few personality traits like I was allowed to express without like being repressed or aggrieved too hard by my family growing up. I could try and be silly and I could try and be funny, and they wouldn't shit on me or bully me for it like it was like my nerdy shit. Um, this is kind of bad though, because then I never learned how to like talk about things like respectfully or in like a proper tone, and so a lot of the time, what ends up happening is like I have a thought in my head, and I just spit it out without saying if like it offends someone or if it would be like negative or damaging to someone's feelings. You know, I'm a little better about that now. I try to think empathetically. Empathetic items. Um, I guess it's fucking nothing. Never mind. I just it's so I don't know. Such a big back and forth. I wonder if it's because I'm feeling things so strongly too that it snaps back so strongly. Cause like I was crying pretty damn hard before I went to sleep last night. Uh, but when I woke up today, there was almost like a hyperactivity, like a mania even. Uh, and I woke up like way earlier than I normally do. So like I let the dogs out and I ran around for a second, and then I got all sad again and I went back to sleep for like a couple hours and I woke up and I had a hard time getting out of bed, and I don't know. I was like, I can record my feelings since they're so conflictory and so rapid. I don't know. I have people tell me, when I say people, uh, I mean this is like years ago. Oh, never mind, the poodles are woofing. They gotta be let indoors. Dogs are in the building. Um, yeah, I've got a lot of different strong conflicting feelings. Um, I mean, obviously the overwhelming ones are kind of bumming me out. Uh, my brother's fucking dead. Uh, but it's weird because with the little camera here and the way that like I'm talking to it, it's almost like I'm presenting myself like I'm some sort of character or some sort of like characterization of myself, because there's only so much about myself I can choose or not choose to give. And I mean, thus far I feel like I've been kind of vulnerable about certain aspects of my life. um, but it's the mere fact that like this camera thing is it's reminds you all like the old Zoom calls and Discord calls and stuff from like COVID and all that. So it kind of convinces me that like I have to put on like a social face. I have to wipe up the tears and maintain neutrality, and my voice can't break or get too embellished, or I need to remain in control, and I need to be my own kooky character self. But I don't know. It's weird because the me being silly and all that, that's just me at this point. Like I said, that's just been kind of programmed into me. But it feels wrong right now. Me as like my person, my character, I don't feel right. Um, and I think it's because I wasn't raised to react to these things properly. But I mean, to be fair, I this is something I can't be angry at my old people for, because what are they gonna do? Kill one of my family members while I'm growing up to make sure I experience loss? It's not really like their prerogative, or like it's not their thing. They don't need to do that. But I don't know. Maybe it's just from being so sheltered as a kid. Uh, when I say sheltered, I don't mean like babied. I just mean like hidden away, like sheltered away from others. You know. Uh, um, I had very, very poor social skills growing up. Uh, Incredibly inappropriate timing, especially with like laughter or jokes, or like I'd misidentify certain things as jokes, or I wouldn't understand when people were joking, and I'd think they were dead serious. Um, and I wound up into a lot of issues with that, particularly when more serious topics came up. And I know that people will be feeling very strongly and will be grieving very hard. So I guess I have this sort of pertinent fear or anxiety that I'll say or do something that's inappropriate or hurtful, uh, particularly at such a harsh point. I don't know. I'm try not to make missteps. Sorry if this one is a little more chaotic and rambly. Like I said, very sudden. Um, so, for anyone out there in a bad situation, I hope things get better. Uh, there is always someone out there who would find you interesting or want to meet you or will love you. Oh, hi, dogs. Oh, if you're lonely, leave comments. I want friends. I'm lonely. World sucks. Love each other. Love yourselves. I love you, Blake. Um, he's looking at me from under my monitor. My dog. I don't know. Like I said, my brother was a sweet kid. He didn't do nothing wrong. And I'll love him. And I'll miss him. Love yourselves and have a better day.